Hello, everybody. This is CR Game Room live stream for Wednesday.
You act like you've never done this before. How awkward was that intro?
It, to be fair, it's always awkward with me.
You know what? That's fair. You
That's
make a valid point, sir.
that's what's charming about me.
Aw,
um,
you're like that movie, The Sweetest Thing.
aw. So how's everything going for everyone? Okay,
It's going.
terribly.
I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned about some of the restrictions being lifted
Yeah,
with quarantine stuff. So um yeah, I need to go to the store, but I don't want to now because there's gonna be too many people there.
yeah,
I'm out of creamer for my coffee, people.
yeah.
First world problems.
Yeah. I pretty much did a decent amount of shopping before
I should have, man.
everything got done. I mean, and you shamed me for that, but I feel like it was the good call because there was less people out then.
When did I shame you about that?
I don't know. I feel like you shame me all the time. You're like,
Most of the time, you deserve it.
I mean, most of the time you're like carrying a bell around me. Shame,
Cling,
shame.
cling, cling, cling. Shame. Cling, cling. Yeah, I used to have that shame bell on my phone. But yeah, other than that, man, I'm doing okay. Doing okay.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about the whole entire everyone being out and about also, but I mean, there's that being said, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, just do your best to keep your distance from everybody and maneuver around whatever new normal is.
I was in this I was at Taco Bell because they messed up my order and I had to go in and I was like wearing all my stuff and there's some as I'll call him an asshole comes in and says, "Oh, I didn't know everyone was dressed up like ninjas. If I'd knew that I would dressed up like a ninja too." Everyone in the store just looks at him like, "You're an idiot."
Yeah,
But because everyone else is dressed up with
people
the stuff.
people don't get it, man. And like when it comes down to it, it's not about you. It's about everybody else. Sometimes you got to make those sacrifices. I'm sorry if it inconveniences you. A lot of things inconvenience people. You know, sometimes your smell inconveniences people, but you know people will deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It is what it is, man. I don't want to be too political about it, but I really feel like it's just I don't know, man. People are horrible sometimes, and sometimes these kind of things tend to take care of themselves.
All right.
You don't wish the worst on people, but you know,
Sometimes you're not going
whatever
to be that
happens,
shocked
happens.
if something does happen.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it sounds horrible. Like, I actually have a family member that has gotten it, and they're elderly,
Yeah.
and so they don't leave. They don't go anywhere. So however they got it, it either happened through the nurse at the nursing home or some person's family member bringing it in there, or you know whoever that nurse was hanging around with. Like, who knows? You can get it from anywhere. And unfortunately, I have a family member that is dealing with that. And I don't know what the status is on them. Last I heard, they were in ICU. So, like, everyone should be taking it seriously.
I
It's
mean,
unfortunate.
my wife, she has a I'm not gonna say that she has a completely diminished immune system.
It's compromised. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm out there doing everything I can to make sure we have food and everything like that, and I don't care if people look at.
Yeah. You're going to do what you got to do, man.
All right,
I was telling my coworkers today when I go to the store, I put on my gym coach sweatpants because they have the elastic around the ankle, and I wear my long socks. And I wear a shirt, and I tuck it into my sweats, and then I put on a hoodie, and then I put the hood on with my hat and my mask. All you see is like my eyes, and then I don't have gloves, but I like slather my hands full of like sanitizer while I'm walking around the store. That's like how I deal with it.
this is how Rob's
And then
gonna
I
walk
come home,
around. It's just gonna be
yeah,
with hand sanitizer and all of
it's
his hands
just
all the
hands and
time.
eyes, yeah, just dripping, oozing off my hands. But yeah,
Quarantine
after that,
ninja is what we should start
everything
calling
it
you.
goes straight to the shower, and that's it. You know what I mean?
All right,
So
maybe we should get on to like Dice Masters. I don't know.
that's COVID talk, everybody. Thanks for joining. So
Um,
yeah, we do have some things to talk about. What are we talking about today, Chris?
we're talking about some tournaments, both the one that we got going on for the Spring 2 team takedown that eventually me and Rob will understand the rules of it and how things start. We did put out a video with Mike playing Nick or Jackalope Spam, where
Hmm.
we sound more confused than the players on anything that goes on. Um, and then we're also going to talk about a few things coming up, like our one shot. We already have a schedule for that. We're going to go forward with that. Then we have an announcement about next week, but stay tuned in till the end of the show till we talk about that.
Ooh, spoiler alert. Be sure to click like and subscribe. Click the little bell for notifications, and you can maybe the more likes we get, the earlier we'll make the announcement. I don't know. We'll see. Ah,
I don't know.
incentive to do it, I guess.
So, Joe, what's going on with you, man?
Got that sweet headset you got there. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, just got it. Decided to do some upgrades. Maybe eventually I'll move on to an actual mic and a good webcam. This one's working fine.
No, you sound great, man. Honestly.
Yeah, the mic is 100 times better. It sounds like
Yeah.
I'm I'm really glad because it's been a constant struggle since
Yeah.
day one.
snuggle struggle. Yeah.
No, I feel you guys on the staying prepared or being prepared. They lifted this order to have restaurants and retail stores at
Hey.
25% capacity, but come on. Who's really going to follow that? And if they are, is everybody else expected to follow that? Your answers to that are no. They're not.
Probably.
Nobody's
They got
gonna
to make
follow
their
that.
money, man.
You have that one lady that is that opened her salon. It was something a la
2
mode.
weeks ago, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
salon a
Yep.
la mode, which means salon with ice cream. And I don't think she had ice cream. I'm to understand that people were disappointed just going there,
Hmm.
but she got a fine for $30,000, and there's a GoFundMe from people like, no, they shouldn't tell her how to run her business, and she got a GoFundMe to pay for her fines.
Yeah. Without getting too political, it's. I mean, come on. If we don't learn from the past with Spanish flu, it had two waves. The second wave was deadlier than the first
Yeah.
because people decided it was safe or because they had to go to work. Different circumstances for different times, right? But
Yeah.
it still remains the same as that not everybody is going to be, immune to this.
Yeah.
Even people who aren't immunocompromised or even people who aren't the elderly can still catch it and die from it. We have those statistics on record, so it's a very serious thing that we should not be treating like we shouldn't be treating it so lightly as we are with our rights to consume being infringed.
For sure. Um, Speaking of rights, Dice Masters, same thing. That's called a segue, everybody.
I believe
Smooth
it's a
transition.
swagway.
That's what
Like
that was.
molasses.
All
So
right, so
we
we got a
we have
couple
this dra-
tournaments going on, right? That are happening. Am I correct?
Yeah, you are correct.
Okay,
Thank you for being part of the channel, by the way. But
you're
yeah,
welcome. Hey, I've been busy this last week. That's why I wasn't around.
yeah, I know. So yeah, we had the spring two team takedown tournament. We did
Mhm.
have one drop, and it was Joe had to drop. He had some things going on, and he had to take care of that. So,
He had
uh,
to build his headphones,
yeah,
so you have to drop.
from
But
scratch.
they're great, so from scratch.
uh,
So if I can be honest, I think everybody deserves the competitors deserve a little bit more than that because we talk on the channel about people sticking it through and playing it out, and that's what I didn't do. And honestly, it doesn't speak very well to my character. To give a bit of context, and I don't want to make this too much about me because we need to move on to the rest of the stuff. But I've been playing Dice Masters constantly, daily since December, right?
Dang,
So
dude.
almost every day of every week, I've been playing or tinkering or doing something involving Dice Masters. When I get in this mode, it's kind of hard to pull me out. But the other, I think 2 weeks ago, I was at a WDA. I lost, and I lost in a bad way, and that put me in a very foul spot. And so we've all been there, right? You lose, you fall out of love with the game, for whatever reason, personal or dealing with the game, and it really upset me. And then I had to think about it later on that night, and I was like, you know what? If this is gonna be how you're gonna react for the next event, you got your two team takedown match coming up. do you really want to be in that mindset? Do you really want to be up against your opponent and rage quit in front of them? Do you really want to be sour about it? I feel like I owe it to the competitors, especially Larry is a good guy. I need to remember his Discord name so everybody knows who he is. But shout outs to him. Whip It Good. There you go. So Whip It Good was my
You're good.
first opponent, and he deserved more than that. So you guys and Ryan were like, "Hey man, you owe it to him. At least play the first match out, and then you can peace out, get on with your life." So basically, that's what I did. Was you can't let the game affect you in the way that it affected me. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a break from playing Dice Masters. Last night I actually co-commentated with Ross on the WDA matches because I can't stay away from commentating. I can stay away from playing Dice Masters, but
Yeah.
that doesn't put me above helping everybody else out because I owe it to the community, I owe it to you guys, and I owe it to the participants. So I won't be playing in any future matches, but I will still be around at a limited capacity, just so I can make sure that I stay away long enough to not be affected the way I was.
Yeah. I mean, anything like I don't play in the tournaments because my own sanity, I can't do it. So I mean, I totally understand what you're going through. So,
I don't because I don't care.
yeah.
I'm reserved to
Rob's
the
been
fact
on a
that I'm
6.5
probably
month
gonna lose.
hiatus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm reserved to losing, so it's fine. What's up, Mike? Welcome.
Likes for Mike,
Likes
everybody.
for Mike.
Hey, likes for
Jinx,
Mike.
you owe me a coat.
I said it
All right,
first.
move.
Uh,
Dang it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I
moving on.
said
I'm
Jinx
sorry I
first.
took up so much time, but yeah, I was the person who dropped. Let's not
Mm-hmm.
sugarcoat it. I'm bad on me. So
yeah. All right. Getting on to other news. We didn't talk about this last week because we had a special guest on and we didn't want to take time from that. We officially affiliated on Twitch. We had lots of effort from all of us, but mostly from Ingladoom.
Shout outs to Mike.
Mike has
get
been,
them likes going on.
Mike has been. I don't know how he does it. He works a lot and he's essential. And I don't know why I put it like it's essential because he's having to do a certain thing at his job, so he's essential. So not only is he going out and doing his job, but he's also when he gets home and he feels like it, he streams, and that's that dude's crazy. That's
Yeah.
insane. So
Hey, Petrus is in the house, also known as Unknown Force, one of the competitors for the 2-team takedown.
What's up,
But
Petrus?
Mike is essential to the channel too.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
not get it
Yeah.
twisted, folks.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah.
super essential.
he's the newest
For
and most
sure.
essential.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, affiliation nation over here. It's really cool.
and it actually happened in the middle of his stream and it was awkward. But yeah.
It's pretty awesome. So yeah, we actually y'all on Monday for May the 4th. May the Force be with you. May the 4th. I did a stream on Twitch and that was pretty awesome. I was only able to catch the tail end of it. But yeah, if y'all just stay up on our Twitch channel and subscribe or follow or whatever it is. I'm not familiar with the Twitch lingo.
The Twitchers.
Yeah. But you can get notifications when Mike goes live. He's always doing some retro gaming and stuff like that. Chris and I will do some arena every now and then. We're trying to do more, but we're not as I mean, at least I am not as creative when it comes to deck building. And I try, but they're not good. So they're kind of bad, and they don't make great entertainment videos. You know what I mean? But we're trying to do some things.
And this Saturday we're going to be doing a Trivial Pursuit Lord of the Rings edition.
Oh, it is happening. Yeah, we need to do official announcement for that right now, right?
Yeah, it's backwards, but you
Yes.
know, whatever.
Whatever.
But yeah, we're gonna this Saturday at about 6 o'clock. You say?
I'm cool with between 4 and 6. Anytime between 4 p.m. Central Time and 6 p.m. Central Time start. That's cool with me.
All right.
I don't really care. We just we tried to get that going this Saturday. Unfortunately, the people that we had some other things going on, kind of fell through. But me and Chris still continued, or Chris and I, sorry, continued to do a stream with Magic and things like that. And we both frustrated the crap out of each other with our decks.
Your blue-white control is a dumb deck.
I know, it's awesome. So yeah, like if you're interested in playing Lord of the Rings Trivial Pursuit with us, just let us know in the Discord, show up to the Twitch stream. and we'll get you in there if there's
Monkey
spots.
Monkey is going to be playing first, period, because he showed up and he was ready to go. He stayed until 3 o'clock his time, and he's over in England.
In the
So
morning.
yeah, so
The dude's a champ.
Yeah, Monkey seat 1. He's even seat 1 before me. So I'm seat 2. I don't know who's taking the other 2 slots, but right now we have 2 slots.
I think my wife might be able.
Oh,
And
it's
then
gonna be a
is
Chris
Armada
combo.
confirmed or?
We
Don't know yet. We don't know. So we have at least one spot for sure that is available to the public here. So
If Ryan's wife
If
can show
you-
up, she possibly gets a spot, but we'll
Yeah.
go. We'll see how Ryan's family's schedule is. So we don't want to like put him on the spot and make his wife show up when we don't know. So
yeah. So yeah, we'll go on with 3 if we have to. It's not a big deal, I don't think.
yeah.
So we'll do that. Cool. So that's coming up this Saturday for sure. And the 2-team takedown tournament is going on.
hmm
Are we going to chat about that tournament, or do we want to talk about the one shot? Because it's almost one shot time. It's one shot time in Texas.
We could talk about the one shot, then we'll get on to analyzing the 2-team takedown. How about that?
Cool. Sounds like a plan, man.
All right. So on the 16th, which is in 10 days from now, we're gonna have our one shot. It's going to be the new modern, not the old modern, the new modern. We have no house bands so far. We don't think we're gonna have any because we want people to play with the teams that they want for a competitive scene. So there's no limitations on that. And we're most likely going to have another one next month, like at the first week of the month, because we had a lot of response for that. Robert, did you get?
Yeah, I put out the survey one day in the chat in the Discord, and 70% of the people, I think like 77 or something, like it was in the 70s% of the people said, "Yeah, I'm down for another one, another additional one during COVID stuff." So yeah,
And
probably have 2 next month.
yeah, we just did not have enough time to do 2 in one shot, 2 in 1 month, just for planning purposes. And I think we're going to put out another thing to see when people want to play that what day of the week, because
Yeah,
people were saying that they want to play other days than Saturday. Yeah, we'll try to do that.
yeah. It just depends on the day and the time. The weekends just work better for us as the organizers, the organizationalists. Yeah,
The tournament organizers. You had
the
it right
tournament
the first time.
organizers. Yeah. So
To if you're
it is-
cool.
yeah, if you're nasty.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, it just works out better for us on the weekends. But if it's convenient for everyone else, we'll try to do our best to accommodate that, because we want everybody in the community to be able to play in the one shots, not just because it's easy for us, but because it is hard.
I mean, putting on the tournament, and recording it and putting out content is pretty easy, but whatever.
There's
That
time
is correct,
involved, man.
Petrus. It's going to be May the 16th, 10 days from now.
May the 16th, on
So-
a Saturday. It's going to start at 12 o'clock. We're probably going to get out
Central
a list.
Standard Time.
Yes, CST.
Central. Yep.
We're going to get out a list so people can sign up, and they'll probably be able to just sign up in our Discord, because Ryan's been doing a lot of tweaking and turning of the knobs behind the scenes to make sure everything works smoothly. Oh, is it?
Oh, is it?
We may have to replan. So never
Okay.
mind.
Scratch all that.
Scratch all that.
If that is the weekend of OBW, then that is not when our tournament is happening.
we may have
at
to
all.
just scrap
Probably
it
the
for this.
23rd.
Yeah, we'll probably just have to. Well, that's when DM North does theirs on the 4th week.
Then it's gonna be the 30th.
Okay.
We will get back to everybody
Yeah.
announcing that. Just tune into our social medias. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook.
Yeah, it probably should have been this Saturday, honestly.
Oh well.
Oh well.
We'll discuss it on the backside.
We got things going on, damn it.
We got Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah.
But
fine.
one thing's for sure is, as much as the audience loves being and participating in those one shots, we love throwing them on because it's a one shot, right? It's real quick,
fun.
real simple. 2.5 to 3 hours out of our time. We love doing it. We love watching people play. We love talking about different things like Scott Pilgrim versus the World came up in the last one. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Hopefully, we can find some more interesting stuff to talk about.
we may just do the one shot as us just covering OBW. That may be something that we'll probably do.
Hey, I
That's
mean, I wouldn't
Mm.
mind that. I don't know if I don't think the audience would mind that either.
yeah. I mean, believe me, the next day on Sunday, actually Saturday, it's a marathon for me and Robert to get everything edited down, descriptions done, thumbnails done, and everything.
Thumbnails created,
Oh
yeah.
my God. I was working till like 4 o'clock in the morning, just getting all the editing and stuff done.
Yeah.
It was fun. I like it though.
Well, the good news is just like you said, I wouldn't mind covering that. I wouldn't mind commentating a few matches, and it's easier for us because we already have Ryan who's setting everything up, and it's a seamless transition. Last week, y'all were talking about this with Arj about
Mhm.
getting the things set up. Well, if it's set up in the exact same way as our one shots via the links in Discord and Jitsi Meet, then yeah, it's super easy, convenient for us to just jump in there and broadcast the matches to everybody who's watching, and some of the participants that get done with their matches early can even look in.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And just so everyone knows, the OBW stuff is up higher in our Discord, so you can anyone who wants to play in the tournaments, you don't have to go down further on the list. You'll just be able to see it now. So check out that. If you're just interested in the OBW, you don't have to check out anything else on our channel.
Yep.
Try to make it as easy for anyone playing the OBW because this is a big deal. We want everyone to be involved in it.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with OBW, it stands for One Big Weekend. It's just a big tournament, kind of like Nats or Worlds or something like that. Um, Thrown together by I don't really know the organizers all that well, so I'm not gonna even say. I don't want to just say things.
Our
But it's great. Arj
Arj is
O'Neill's
mainly
involved.
he's mainly the guy that that has put this on. The council, as it were, is just a
Ooh, the
bunch of
council.
collaborators.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
All right, so that's so one shot or OBW. We'll try to do something for the 16th by either covering it or putting on something. I suspect OBW is probably going to be taking presidents over that. Ugh.
Appreciate
gonna
the
take the
shout out.
president.
Thanks for keeping us humble, chat.
Yeah,
For sure. Yeah, that would have been embarrassing.
yeah.
So on to our ongoing tournament that we have. Everybody got their sheets up in
The
front of
one we
them.
know about for sure.
Yeah.
We know all the things about this tournament.
All right. So this is going to be something that Ryan put together for something else, and I stole it, and then I put it together wrongly, and then he had to hastily fix it for like 20 minutes before the live stream. It looks like it's completely
Chris
fixed now.
copied homework.
Yeah. This is what happens when Chris tries to do things. Here we go. Okay. I know I have a lot of tabs open, people. I don't need to be told that. But there's all things
Dude,
I
why
need
do you
to
have so many
Jay.
tabs open?
I have to see all these tabs. But hold on. Let me do this. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Oh,
Stop breaking things.
there we go. All right.
All right. Before you go into like all the analytics and stuff, do you want to talk about the standings?
That would be important.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, let's do that. All right.
All right. So,
All right.
round one, we saw Mike and Jackalope Spam. You can see that was our last video that we posted up where Jackalope Spam took that 2-0 over Mike. Then we had Chaz Kaz going 2-1 over, or actually Tama going 2-1 over Chaz Kaz.
Mm-hmm.
Then Whip It Good going 2-0 over Tabasco Rogue. And then M Brewer going 2-1 over TJ Bowles. Monkey 1985 going 2-0 over Raw Travel. And then we have Ben Said Scott going 2-0 over Super K. Comics Mike going 2-0 over Yort. And then Unknown Force going 2-1 over Stuart. And then Elliot going 2-1 over CCM. Quadruple 7. We've all come to know and love as Laurier. Second round so far, the matchups that have been completed, we have Unknown Force going 2-1 over Elliot. Monkey 1985 going 2-1 over Ben Said Scott.
And
Interesting.
we were actually giving him some shout outs during our live stream on Saturday. We're like, all right, yeah, you need to beat Ben. That's all it is. That you just have
Yeah.
to beat him.
That's what it was, dude. We gave him the power.
Yeah.
Uh, and then Stuart went 2-1 over Raw Travel. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches yet to be completed.
CCM double quadruple 07. He had a bye because of the drop of Joe. So yeah, that's the
It's
analysis.
definitely shaping up kind of interesting. I mean,
Talk about some
Ben,
upsets, huh? So
Yeah.
the first round, we have Elliot upsetting Laurier and Unknown Force upsetting Stewart.
mhm,
Big. Those are those. The reason why I say those are upsets is because those guys are heavily favored in all of our two-team takedowns. They normally have the stronger records, so
mhm.
it's nice to see some new blood coming in and
Mhm.
just
Coming in
Taking
hot.
names.
making
Yeah,
some
coming in.
names.
Like it.
And then also the second round upset is namely Monkey over Ben, like you said, but
Yeah.
Unknown Force over Elliot. So the young bloods kind of scrapping, as it were, amongst themselves, being that this is their first two-team takedown appearance, and they're
For
already
sure.
just killing it.
And at any time you want to check out the standings, you can see it on crgr.rocks on our website. It's one of the main things. You just click on it, you can see a live feed into the brackets there.
Yeah, you can see the brackets. You can't see the standings, I don't think.
Oh, well, that's what I meant.
Okay. But right now, Monkey's in the firm lead just with partial play on round 2. That will probably change, but he does have a
You can
win.
see the standings.
Yeah. Oh,
They
really?
just change. Yeah, they just change.
Okay. All right. And then I don't think we can really analyze more on the standings right now until the full
No,
second round is played.
for
But
sure.
yeah, Monkey, keep up the good work. You're doing the Lord's work beating Ben.
As they say.
So the two notable things here are because of the upsets, it's going to be interesting watching the later rounds.
Mhm.
Ooh,
Because
yeah.
then you'll have really good shakeups, sort of in round 4 and
Shake
5.
it
People
up.
will be fighting for their X and 2s because X and 2s will not make it in the top 4 based off of the current standings with me dropping. Um, so this is really going to shake up a few things.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, we had 18 participants with Joe gone at 17, so it's just 17. Not one of our bigger turnouts, but I mean, and I think people are more wanting to do just one day tournaments, right? What I feel.
Yeah.
I'd say it's not one of our bigger turnouts, but we've had a lot of new people show up here, and then we've also had some older people that haven't been around as much jumping back in, like Chazkaz and Tama.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since we've seen them, and then TJ Bose. It's been a while since we've seen him as well. So, really interesting that people have. There's 3 new players that have shown up, and then or 4 actually. There's 4 new players that have shown up, and then we've got 3 older players who kind of hop and skip around. And then of course, we have our regulars like Super K, Ben, CCM or Laurier, Yort and Comics Mike, Troy, and then of course
Yep.
our very own Ingladoom and Jackalope Spam.
Yep. And we appreciate everybody that signed up for every tournament that we have. It's amazing to see the turnout and the dedication to our little format that we created. So we really do appreciate that.
Our little
Hashtag two team
corner,
takedown at Worlds.
our little
Yeah.
corner of the internet.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about the team breakdowns because Ryan just got through fixing your mess. So let us look into this and see what's going on.
All right, so the only thing not working right now is the average globals per team, but I mean
Yeah,
that's not that big a
it's
deal.
fine. Zero. There's 0 globals on all the teams.
Wow, amazing.
That's accurate, right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
So the thing that can take away from this is the thing that was most used in all of the teams is Clayface. Not surprising, actually.
Not at all.
Um,
Not at all. I mean, you have Clayface up there. I mean, everyone knows how. I don't know if everyone knows. Y'all can speak more to the use of Clayface than I can, but it's just an easy way to get that extra energy into your pool.
So
use purchases, so to speak.
Yes.
the reason why we've been seeing so many clay faces is there's 3 Green Lantern teams, which is really hot right now.
Ooh.
That's the team sort of to beat because it's a known contender since Ben took it to the finals and worlds and
Mm.
won with it. So now that we have new modern kind of slimmed down from the old modern, we have more narrow and limited control options. So now that Green Lantern is really able to just open up and go crazy with
Yeah.
pieces like Clayface, which we see at the top of the list. Poison Ivy Red is a great counter to Becky Lynch in her overcrushing stuff, and as well as some other stuff. And then you have Asuka, who is a little bit further down the list, just outside of the top 10 used. But her and Static Field really kind of enhance. Well, she works with it in the fact that she minimizes the cost of Green Lantern. So now you don't have to stretch for that 5 cost. It then becomes a 3 cost as soon as you have Asuka out. And not only that, she's a really good beater too. Her ability is when you field a mass character, she gets each copy gets +1/+1 to their attack and defense. I mean, that's crazy. Just a
Yeah.
solid piece on the Green Lantern team, and it also doubles as a mask producer for those great big Green Lantern swings.
Yes.
So TIW, which set is that?
That is that's the D&D set. I'm trying to
Okay.
remember what it's called. Trouble in Waterdeep. That's
Okay.
what it's called.
Ah,
So that's the most
Um,
used one, and I think that stems from like Yawning Portal.
and Intellect Devour. Those
Yeah.
are the two biggest,
oh,
most
yeah.
used cards across almost every single team has either a Yawning Portal or an Intellect Devour, and that's really saying something to the strength of those cards.
Yeah.
And
I
Wand.
mean, energy fixers, like if I was running a team, I'd have all the energy fixers. So
Yeah, and
definitely be on my team
this is all of the energy fixers just in one.
Yeah.
in one.
And another thing that's interesting is that Bolt is the most represented kind of energy in the field, followed by Mask, which Mask kind of makes sense too.
Yeah.
And
Well, Clayface's mask, right?
yeah,
Yes, Clayface's
So,
mask, and the bolt is obvious. It's from Godcatcher,
Yawning portals.
and Wand, and then of course Iceman.
That's
yeah.
bananas.
Oh, and Eddie Guerrero. I forgot. So we're missing a
Eddie
big piece
Guerrero
here.
is so good.
Eddie Guerrero.
I steal.
I steal.
I lie, I cheat, and I steal.
So, and then let's see. Here's all the teams. A lot of teams. Then here's the average cost of all the teams. The lowest side is 2.8 of the teams, which that's I don't know. It's hard to can't tell from just the team names on here sometimes, but 2.8. That's insane. Let's see what the highest cost one is. 4.2.
And again, that's due to the all the 2 cost characters and actions out there. Yawning Portal, Godcatcher, and Eddie Guerrero, as well as Gazer and Acer Horn. They're rounding out those nice low 2 cost spots. I didn't see any Silgars in there, which would have driven that average a little bit lower, which would have dipped it a little bit lower. So,
Yeah.
but a nice round, average of 2.8 is really good for your lower end.
Mm-hmm.
It really helps with the efficiency and ramp options, which we forgot to mention that Atlas being the second most used card because of its ability to add to the ramp, which we don't have a lot of
Yes.
options in new modern. You have to get kind of creative, but it's good to have resurrection now in the form of a character slot to kind of help ramp.
Isn't there a villainous pact right now?
No, there is
There's
no
not?
villainous pact at the moment. It's
Okay.
coming out in Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh, okay. That's what I was thinking.
The most expensive one is 4.2. That's
That
insane.
has to have that must be like a Thanos team or something.
I don't know.
Well, we know that
Thanos
Becky
rock.
Lynch. Yeah, there's some rocks on there too. We know that Becky Lynch and Green Lantern are 5 costs, and they're probably helping that number,
Probably.
helping bump that number out.
Yeah, most
Sure.
everyone is in the 3. Like the second lowest is 3.1. So 2.8 is definitely the lowest average, by a good percentage. And then
Yeah,
after
if you're
that,
running those 3 costs with a Becky Lynch, you're prepping them every time.
yeah.
Yep.
So that's amazing.
But then I would say probably the average is probably somewhere in the mid threes. And that's about right. Mid
That
threes
sounds
That's
is
about
really
right.
perfectly fine.
yeah, that's really speaking to the strength of the format. Everybody, whenever we first got into rotation, and everybody was like, "Man, they're cutting off a lot of options." They didn't know, people didn't know if there was going to be a lot of energy efficiency or ramp packages that were good enough to keep low costs on your team. But there really are. The Becky Lynch Global, like you said, Rob, it does help us kind of cheat in those 2 and 3 costs as soon as turn one. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not I in the recorded matches that I've seen and some of the matches that I've seen in 2 team takedown, it's not coming down to that.
Yeah.
Not at all. Nobody's using that Becky Lynch global to its full capacity. Everybody's
Yeah.
just using her,
They just
the
using
character.
Becky Lynch
Yeah.
to beat
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
So I was thinking going into it, I was like, yeah, they might have Becky Lynch on there just for the global, the four
Mhm.
cost, but no, it's just it would much rather it, again, we've already spent volumes talking about her as a character, but honestly, when you look at the new modern, you look at these average costs and you look at the amount of ramp options, which there aren't a lot, but they're still out there, you're like, wow, it's good to see it thriving off of so little that we have.
Yeah.
I mean, in the video, the commentary that me and Rob put down on Mike versus Jackalope Spam, we commented that that one Becky, she should actually be an 8 or a 9 cost,
I
as much as she
mean,
does.
I definitely feels like she needs to be a 6
Yep,
at
I'd say
least.
6 is her
Yeah,
sweet
at
spot.
least a 6. Uh, just because of her ability.
I mean,
Um,
if oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, I was just saying, the comment that I made in the video is like she needs to be like a super rare if she's gonna
Yes.
stay like that. Be a super rare in a draft pack so that she's hard to get.
Yeah.
Yeah. You thinking about that, like her and the Rock. There's no reason why the Rock should cost 6 and she costs 5. They should both
Hmm.
be either a 6 cost, or the Rock even should be a 5. I think his ability should be at a 5 cost because you're sacrificing for
Hmm.
one, which is a steep cost, and then also his double intimidate. It's good, but it's not that good. It's not.
It's
It's not Storm good that like on Becky Lynch's
Yeah,
5 costs.
it's not Becky
yeah,
Lynch good.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the thing. Now you look at it, all the lens right now in current modern until Gauntlet releases is it's like, yeah, but is it Becky Lynch good or is it Godcatcher good? If the answer is
yeah,
no, then you're not running it.
Get out of here with that.
yeah. And I will say, like, and maybe this is just me, my personal opinion. That could be one reason why the turnout wasn't as high in this for this tournament, because modern is kind of boring right now to me. And I know you said it was pretty exciting, Joe, but like I don't want to see Becky Lynch on every team. I don't want to see guy catchers on every team. But if I'm gonna play because I'm trying to win, guess what I'm putting on my team? Becky Lynch and guy catchers. So I mean, it's kind of dull. So that's why like Legacy was great because you still could
Yeah.
bring in random stuff and different things like that, and um, you could tech towards things with a wider pool. The pool got way smaller and it's dominated by a handful of cards.
Well, I mean,
So
look at it this way: the WKO where we first met. I mean, what was the
mhm.
meta? Two cards.
Yeah, Yanti.
2 cards. That was the meta. That was the entire meta.
Mhm.
So we're looking at the same situation. The only difference is that back then you had over 3,000 cards to look at. Now you have under 3,000 cards to look at. So those 2 cards that are standing out, Godcatcher and Becky Lynch, are really standing out versus the other 2 cards that were still overpowered, but they weren't on the same level. I honestly don't think they were on the same level. This is just completely different.
I'm turning
Yeah,
off this one and going back to us just talking. So
So
cool.
you're right in the fact that it's not exciting. This is partly the reason why I took the break because I was like, you know what? I've been playing and testing new modern since December. Let's get off of this because I already knew what the modern meta was going to shape up to be. When you've seen everything, you're kind of like, just like you said, the expression you used was like, eh, and I'm at that point where if I'm getting frustrated over because I've seen it all and I should know better than that, then yeah, you're right. I'm gonna take a break from competitive Dice Masters because it's just like when you see that there are only 2 cards and nothing's coming out until, well, now we've heard since there nothing's coming out until July, which we could talk about that too. You're kind of like, you're like, man, when's the next legacy match? When's the next green light event that I can play something else that isn't Becky or Becky Tech?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's what it's turning into. A lot of is just Becky Tech.
Becky Tech.
And speaking of Becky Tech, something that I did see, but I didn't see a lot of in this 2-team takedown was the 2-cost Godcatcher, which, in my opinion, is actually the better of the anti Becky Tech because the token itself can't be rerolled. It can be intimidated, but that's a whole nother thing because when they field that Becky on level 2 or higher, you're getting that Godcatcher token no matter what.
Yup.
Faux show. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to play. I really thought about playing in this tournament just because uh, I hate Godcatcher, but I also like it. You know what I
I feel
mean?
you. I feel you.
It's an easy team to throw together, and I feel like that's the problem. It's too easy to just say, just make 2 Godcatcher teams. I'll just make 2 Becky teams. Although looking at the numbers, it doesn't really, people kind of went a different direction. But like for somebody that's not all the way in it and looking to be creative like me, like, I'm just gonna throw some stuff together to participate and see how I do. It's an easy construction, and it's not really the most fun either. If this was a tournament where somebody new to the game decides, okay, I'm gonna join this tournament, and I have some of the new sets. I'm gonna join it and be like, oh, I got Becky turn 3, double overcrushing damage with Jerry the King Lawler global. Well, this game sucks. I'm done. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, it's just not fun.
Well, in all fairness, and to those that have been watching our streams, honestly, 3.5 weeks ago, we were saying, like, oh, yeah, we understand 2-team takedown. We don't want to ban anything because we're practicing for what would have been Nats, and we wanted to keep it in the same spirit, right?
Yep.
Here we are 2 weeks in, and we're like, when is this going to stop? When are we going to stop seeing Becky Lynch's and Godcatchers? To be honest with you, that's just because of the amount that we've seen. We've already had 2 monthly one-shots. We've already had
Yeah.
2 WDAs, and 1 WDA and a dice fight, my bad, with the new modern meta. And it's like going into this 2-team takedown week 2, that makes a total of
Electric
6
Boogaloo.
tournaments where we've seen Becky Lynch and Godcatcher just dominate. And I don't mince words whenever I say dominate. TJ Bowes ran through the brackets. If he had not done what he did on round 4 against Ben, I'm pretty sure he would have had that game. He
Jeez.
went for a different purchase than Becky Lynch, which is what he was normally doing, and then he just decided to not do that, and Ben capitalized because Ben's a good player
Yeah.
in every right, but he didn't buy the Becky Lynch, so he didn't win the game.
Yeah. Yeah,
How
I mean, we didn't also anticipate. I mean, let's be real. We kind of figured it was going to happen, product delay, because it happens. But we also thought that there would be more. The gauntlet would be available sooner, so it would help out the new modern. Um, Unfortunately, it's pushed back, and hopefully July is the new day. What
July is
everyone
the
keeps throwing
new
around.
July 2020. They don't have a hard date, but July
Uh,
2020 is the
Yeah.
new
So
solicit date.
hopefully.
nothing solid until it has a solid date, and even then, it's the day before that you know for sure it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things. We'll believe it when we see it, sort of things. We're just ready for it to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The world is a weird place right now, so like I'm not mad at anybody for not getting any product anywhere.
Yeah.
But like I was like, come on, man. I'm just sitting here like I need my fix, man. Hook me up. Like,
Magic and Dice Masters is delayed, and
yeah,
that's weird.
yeah,
At least Magic we can play it digitally,
that's true. Yeah,
but
it's frustrating, but yeah, you can do it.
um,
So are we ready? Let's see. It's 9:44 right now. Are we ready for the other half of this, or
the
do you think we
announcement.
should hold off a little bit? Yeah. Do you think we should hold off a little bit of that, or
Let's give it a couple
let's
minutes.
actually?
It's a big announcement. We can hold off. What else is on the docket?
Well, actually, yeah. I was continuing on the same
Nothing, Rob.
discussion. What?
I don't
Well,
have the
we
list in
didn't.
front
We
of me.
like highlighted a little bit of ramp, but what do you guys, in your opinions? Because I've actually seen some other alternate ramp packages used aside from Becky Lynch Global and the Atlas Global, and we have. I failed to mention that we do have fish slap teams. We have 2
Yeah.
of them specifically. We have 2 fish slap teams, and then we also have um,
Mankind.
Supreme Intelligence and Mankind. Yes. So why don't you guys like tell me what your impressions of this ramp that you've seen so far is currently for the team takedown.
Becky Lynch seems familiar.
Hmm.
Mankind seems
Well, Sean.
explosive.
I like Mankind, but it's one of those. If your opponent preps 2 dice, you only get to do one, which is kind of frustrating. So if it said one, like if your opponent preps 2 dice, you get to prep like the same amount, whatever they prep, you get to prep. That'd be great. Still, getting that free prep is awesome. I forgot how much he costs. Is he 3 cost?
He's a 3 cost, yeah.
He's a 3 cost. So it's not that bad, especially when you can Becky Lynch him over and get him over, and he has a big butt.
Yeah.
So like he got that high defense, so he's just gonna sit out there and prep you some dice. In Mike's case, when we're watching that match, he's throwing bricks at him.
Yeah.
And he's prepping 2 dice, and then if his opponent preps something on their turn, now he's prepping 4 dice, and it can like snowball pretty quickly. So that was pretty awesome. I think it's a good little it's a good die or a good character
A
for
good
ramp.
tax creature.
Yeah, yeah, it's awesome. It's
Yeah,
like,
it
okay,
makes
if you
your
want to do
opponents
that,
think
guess what?
twice.
I get to do it too.
Yeah.
And it's
So-
going back on Throne Brick and Mankind's interaction with that, you do actually get to prep 2 dice. You get to prep one from the basic action of Throne Brick, and then you get to prep another one from the Throne Brick prepping itself, because those are 2 separate instances of
Hmm.
prepping.
Interesting.
Yep,
It says while active, whenever your opponent
preps
Preps
one
one-
or more.
One or more dice.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the action itself, it preps the
Those
die.
are
Yeah.
2 different triggers, basically, right?
Yeah, it creates 2 different triggers.
And if
So
you're
it's
playing
nice.
against someone with thrown brick, it's kind of explosive to play him on that team.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'll go ahead and prep 2, and I'll buy all your thrown bricks.
But
yeah,
Power
that
Almighty is
ramp's
another
awesome.
good one.
Yeah, we saw Nick use Power Almighty. He couldn't spin up some sidekicks, so he got to prep 3 dice.
It was so gross.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's nice.
That was great.
And he bought
And
Thor.
that's an instance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he bought Thor. No one does that with a tune. So yeah, with in that interaction, you're prepping the 3 dice from Power Almighty, and if your opponent has Mankind, they only get to prep one.
Yeah.
Right, because it's one instance of prep, and you get to prep 1 die. So it's not even, but you're still getting a prep a die. It's pretty awesome
Better than not prepping anything.
for sure.
But you know what'd be even better than that is if you
Hmm.
were able to, deal some damage to them for each die that they drew and prepped. Just saying.
Oh,
That's no longer in the
bring
format.
back the rogue. Hashtag not my rogue.
Maybe when they come out with the next D&D set, but I mean, who knows when that's going to happen? So
I'm at this point. I'm just praying for a promo of Rogue or a promo of something that can stop Becky Lynch.
yeah.
yeah,
Well, I
Or,
mean, there's cards
yeah.
in the format that stop it right now. So
yeah.
Yeah,
you just gotta take it. It's like bringing that shriek. You always have to have it in there now, and that's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
okay. Are we ready to move on to the big news?
Yeah.
I think we're ready.
What's the big news?
Okay. So after working with Ryan that's overtaking the volume right there. Don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, it stopped. It stopped.
We've been trying to get this person for a while. We're gonna have Jimmy on next week to talk about all things for us Dice Masters, and we're gonna try to ask some hard-hitting questions, so to speak. I mean, the way we do our interviews, here's a little insight to how we do things.
Pull back the curtain.
Anytime we have someone on, we have a doc and we share it with people, and we like, are these questions okay to ask you? So we're not going to spring questions on Jimmy that he can't answer, for one, because it's representing a company and he can't answer those questions, and 2, questions that it divulges private information about the way they do things, and they can't do that either. So we're going to ask the questions that we can, and this is where we're going to ask you guys. If you have any questions, please post questions in the comment section in this video. I will continue to check it. If I don't, Rob will check it. Joe will check it. Ryan will check it. Ben will check it and probably respond to you and tell you why he thinks that that's a dumb question. He won't do that. He won't do that.
No, or you can submit them in the Discord.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways to get a hold of us, guys. We're always checking everything. So,
Yeah.
well, they are. I check some things, but everyone else is way better at that than me. But yeah, super exciting news. Jimmy will be on with us. Hopefully, nothing happens and everything goes according to plan. And we will have the man, Jimmy, on the scene with us. It'll be
So,
great. Looking
for
forward to it.
context, for those who don't know, or for those who don't really check in on the kind of back end of Dice Masters, Jimmy O'Brien is the product relations manager for WizKids. He's normally the guy that you go to for answers, for one reason or another, and he's actually been very communicative and vocal with the community as of late. Ever since we met him at Worlds, he's been a really good open communication kind of source for us with WizKids. You know, he'll if we don't have the answers, you can go to him, and he will most likely have the answers. But it has to be at a certain time and a certain pace because, like Chris said, you know, he can only answer so many things
Yeah.
without divulging the inner workings of the company. He can also only answer so many things without, you know, because he's a product relations manager. He doesn't want to give us the hard answers because then we're just not going to have faith in the product. We're not going to have faith in the company. So his job is to toe the fine line between too much honesty and not enough honesty. And really, that's how it is in this big business world. You know, you can't get anywhere if you're just fully out there and all your weaknesses are in the open because you'll lose product that way. You'll lose customers.
For sure. He did an awesome unboxing of a gauntlet of a display box last month, I think,
Mhm.
was it?
Yep.
Or
Yep.
earlier this month. I don't know. Every
That
day
was
is
last month.
blurred together for me, so I don't remember. But yeah, that was awesome of him to do that. I thought it was great, man. Seeing cards that we didn't get to see before, he was showing them on camera and things like that. I thought that was great.
The only
So
thing we didn't get to see, the full art basic action.
that's
He
it.
was he
Yeah.
was hoping for it. He was
Yeah.
praying.
Not even Jimmy has access to just like, yeah, we're gonna get a full art in here. No, he was hoping, and then his hopes were dashed when he opened the final one. He's like, oh.
I didn't get it. Yeah.
That's a sweet
So
jacket
we'll
he had
see.
on though.
Yeah,
Sweet
it's
hoodie.
a pretty sweet jacket.
That War of Light jacket was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Jimmy's a great guy, man. He's really cool. So we're excited to have him on next week. We're gonna ask him some sweet questions. Hopefully, we don't ask the wrong questions and he never speaks to us ever again. Uh, but yeah, he's great. He also was the one that helped us out with a lot of our prize support.
Yeah.
So that's really awesome of him. So a lot of that's coming straight from him.
Yeah.
So thank him for that.
So tell your friends, tell your family members, you know, tell everyone that you can because it's a rare opportunity that Jimmy comes and talks. He's been on a couple of other podcasts before us, but that was only after months of begging
Yeah,
from those
ours has been
podcasts.
years. So yeah.
Yeah. I
No, I
mean,
don't know how long it's been,
it's
but
always
we're glad he's here.
it's been a few months that we've been working on trying to get him on, and it's not from him just saying no. Jimmy's a busy guy, so
Oh yeah, for
asking
sure.
someone to do a live stream on a Wednesday is kind of dumb.
Yeah,
If you
it's
ask me.
crazy.
Yeah. So,
So
but
we're gonna hit him with the good questions. We're gonna hit him with decent, you know, questions, and you know he'll let us know beforehand if he can or can't answer those
Yeah,
questions, or if he can answer them just to a certain extent.
for sure.
Any answer I will be happy with because it's better than no answer, which is what
Yeah,
we've been getting recently. So I'm okay with this.
for sure. Cool, man. That's exciting stuff. All right. What else do we got, guys?
that's
So
pretty much the
I
big
wanted to
thing.
take this opportunity to give huge shout outs to you guys working
Shout 'em out.
on the Twitch side of things. It's a lot of
Shout 'em
work.
out. Shout 'em out.
We are going to work on a schedule, something like that. I mean, I know Mike and Chris, you guys, it's real hard for you guys to kind of gauge what your Saturdays are going to look like. Saturdays is most often the best time, like y'all said before. But Rob getting on as well for Magic Arena time, which I feel like there's a lot of potential there. Even though Rob says he's plays crappy or he's not inventive with his decks, he really is. He's just being modest. Don't listen to him.
He's the worst
We
streamer
want to
ever.
Whenever we do
That's
arena
true.
and chill, he's usually really good about coming up with these off the wall plays or decks, or using them effectively.
Yeah.
Whenever we're having a meeting online and we're talking all together, Rob doesn't respond because he's playing Magic.
Gotta get my wins for the day, son.
So
Arena is free to play for everyone out there, and I know we're like, oh, you're talking Magic again. But seriously, if you're looking for a game to play for free, Arena is 100% free unless you can put money into it if you choose to. So doing the daily challenges is basically just getting wins or playing certain cards or colors or anything like that, and you'll get coins for it, and you can buy packs with those coins to build up your library of cards. So yeah, we also have extra codes lying around. Also, is that a free one for
oh,
everybody?
so
Whoever
close,
redeems
so
that code.
close. Oh no.
Oh, it's
We'll
not
post it.
focusing. It
We'll
never
post it in
focused.
the
No one will have that
Discord.
code. But yeah, it's a fun game. I suggest checking it out. We have a channel specifically for Magic. If you're playing Arena, put your friend code in there or your username, and we can add you as a friend.
And
Uh,
if you don't care
but
about
yeah,
it, you can also silence it and never hear us talk about it in that channel.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, I appreciate the kind words, guys. One of these days, I'll stream it myself. I tend to just record them, and then I'm like, oh, those aren't that good, and I don't let them see the light of day. But I have a few in the chamber here if we want to do voiceover like we did recently.
And
I guess that's something we could talk about. We just did a couple of Friday Night Magic videos.
yeah, that are doing terrible.
They're doing terrible, but they're actually really good, guys. They're about 30 minutes long, so they're not the hour-long videos that we were putting out before, or 2 hours, or whatever they were.
To be fair, about 25 minutes is mine is introduction to the deck.
Oh wow. That's a big
It's not that
introduction.
long,
No,
but it
it's
is
not. It's
long.
like 7 minutes.
Okay.
But
Mine is.
when Robert
Uh,
watched it, he's like, "Wow, your intro's really long." And I was like, "I just
yeah.
wanted to make sure I understood the intricacies." I was like, "You know that how Michael Scott's like, sometimes I don't know where I'm talking, where I'm going with my conversation when I'm saying things. I just power through it." That's exactly how I felt with the deck introduction.
Yeah, mine was definitely not that detailed. It was just a couple of minutes, and the rest of it is gameplay, and then me and Chris talking after the match. So if y'all get a chance, check it out. It's an interesting game. I think it's good commentary that we put over it. So the way that we did it was um, I recorded the matches, and then we went back and voiced over them, but I didn't let Chris see the videos prior. I was like, "You're gonna watch it live, and we're just gonna talk over them."
Mhm.
So I think we did the exact same thing to yours.
No, you were with
We
me
did?
while I was
Was I
doing it.
with you?
Yeah, it was
I
me
don't
and you
remember.
recording it
Friday was a
together.
long time ago.
Yeah, it was before time.
In the
But
before time.
but the outro and everything like that, it was just us being silly harsh on each other for no
Mhm.
reason. And I cried a little bit afterwards, but it got the video done. It was good.
Yeah. So check them out. Give them a like and share them with your friends if you want.
If you would like to see more stuff like that where it's pre-recorded material but then Chris and Rob or another guest jump on to do a post commentary, let us know in the comments, let us know in our Discord. Our Facebook and our Twitter lines are always open. I
Mhm.
usually watch the social medias and a little bit of YouTube. I watch for the comments. I'm pretty quick about answering them. You guys see me all the time, pretty active in there. And then also, I wanted to say that if you ever want to be in the booth with us, just give us a shout ahead of time if there's a match or the one shot, and we will try to get things lined up. We're always here for the community. We love it whenever our guests stop by. We love it whenever people come in and participate. Our newest picture for Facebook, I don't know if y'all seen that, the group picture, that was a community effort. Everything that we have is a big part due to community effort.
Yeah.
It's in big part due to the community effort. So just wanted to give a special shout out to everybody, but also we're not going to shut anybody out if they want to help us or participate in things with us.
And
For sure.
we will help anyone else out with a lot of things too. And
Yeah.
Yep. My service is always here as a co-commentator. Enjoyed it with Ross yesterday at the WDA. If you guys want to see that, just stop on by his Twitch channel. He'll be doing marbles tomorrow night, so that's a lot of fun. You'll catch the game
Marbles.
room. You'll occasionally catch the game room or members of the game room participating in various other channels efforts because, like I said, we're all about the community. So don't be shy. Hit us up. Let us know. Like we said, we're always here. We're always watching the social medias. So
For sure.
So, all right.
Cool, man. Any last words?
Questions to Jimmy in the comment section. Do it.
Yes.
Hashtag questions to Jimmy. All right.
I think
I don't
that's
think I
it.
have anything else.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I'm all talked
Okay.
out.
All right. I'm all cried out over you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, guys. Bye.
See you later.
That's going to wrap things up for us here in the CR Game Room. Check out our website, crgr.rocks, for all our latest info. There you'll find a link to help support us via Patreon. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Join our conversations on Discord. Be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for hanging out.